In the last 30 days, I went out twice for my teeth. You know what I'm saying? Yes. Memory unit. In other words, what? Somebody who doesn't remember crap? Are you serious? Just because it's so goddamn depressing. I have not, listen, I've asked the guardian person for an iPad since years, it seems like, but an iPad. Can I please have my telephone back? Can I please be able to call, my family? What is the problem with me calling and talking to friends of mine? They're not allowed to come in here, friends.
Claimed that she had been diagnosed with frontotemporal dementia and primary progressive aphasia, and court documents stated that she is legally incapacitated. But in the documentary, Williams denies those claims. Her niece, as well as Levin, who...
I want my rights back. I want my freedom back.
Got it like a crack at it, automatic like a fomatic, built from tragedy, made for static. It's your boy, Perfect Timing Podcast, back with the blast, in and out with a dash. 2025 won't last, we're going to do this real fast. I got another one for you, man. And this is about some a lot of serious, somber topics. 2025 is going to be one of those years. I believe it's going to be a catch-up year. Wendy Williams, I know a lot of you have been hearing a lot about Wendy Williams. Wendy Williams has been synonymous with hip-hop and radio for over the past 20 years. One of the biggest radio stars outside of Howard Stern in America in the past century, right? So Wendy Williams is definitely an icon and iconic, right? And she's synonymous with gossip. That's not even talking about her talk show. I'm just talking about her success in radio over the past 20, 30 years and what she's done for music and talk radio and her success in talk radio. An absolute icon and phenom in her field. She transitioned from radio, which is very difficult to do for a lot of individuals, to television. Then she had a successful talk show. Recently, what we've heard about Wendy Williams, a lot of us have been concerned because Wendy Williams had some issues. We didn't really know the details, but now we're coming to learn some of the details concerning Wendy Williams had to do with alcoholism and a memory-related diagnosis that she believes was induced by her alcoholism. The result of this loss of memory diagnosis and her alcohol diagnoses is that she was put on conservatorship and that she is now concerned about whether or not her money is being looked after properly, and if that the individuals who placed her on conservatorship truly have her best interests at heart. She is expressing in a new Tubi exclusive that she has not left her home in days, that she is not around peer like-minded individuals, and that she is suffering because of it. Let's go to some detail. This was centered around alcohol and addiction and a memory loss diagnosis that can be brought on by severe alcoholism. So I want to share that with individuals because I think it can help. And I want this information to help someone, which is why I chose to do this story, because I've dealt with alcoholism in my family, and I know it's a serious thing, not just for those watching this, but for her son, her loved ones, and also individuals like myself who have been affected by alcoholism in their past. Let's see what Wendy Williams has to say, and then we'll go to some of the details.
It's extremely important. It's extremely important to see my dad for his birthday. We as a family, we come together in peace and harmony. That's what I wish for my dad. And I don't even know whether I'd be able to go to see my dad for his birthday. Because then that's something that they'll say to me, oh, Wendy, that's why you need to stay, in this dying facility. But I cry, you know what I'm saying? But I'm a mean bitch. You understand what I'm saying? Don't mistake my crying. In the last 30 days, I went out twice for my teeth, Where I am is this place where the people are older, you know what I'm saying? They are in their 90s and their 80s. They call this the memory unit. It is suffocating. I mean, like
The 60-year-old, who has been placed in the facility by her court-appointed guardian, Sabrina Morrissey, also says her communication with friends and loved ones has been restricted.
Ask the guardian person for an iPad since years, it seems like, but an iPad. Can I please have my telephone back? Can I please be able to call, my family? What is the problem with me calling and talking to friends of mine? They're not allowed to come in.
Understand why the court felt she needed a guardian at the time. I think that that's what people saw in the documentary, is that the Wendy Williams that we all know, the Wendy Williams that I've grown up with for 34 years, it was different. That's not the woman that we all knew and loved. For whatever she was going through a year or 2 years ago, is not in that space anymore.
Hey,
Yes.
I mean, I wouldn't mind losing a couple of pounds either, right?
Well, you always keep yourself together. Oddly, I don't picture
I do
you
the
as
best.
the gym guy.
I always like wearing a jacket. It's much easier.
Yes.
And we talked, and you know what I'm saying? And he was very snide and saying, Wendy, you do look really good. I was like, what are you talking about? My weight?
Well, here you have it. From the horse's mouth, Wendy Williams herself speaking about her current conditions, her current diagnoses, her current struggles. We hear right now that she's currently sober, which is why she's speaking so clearly and different than what we saw in that documentary. Now, what we understand is that her alcoholism brought upon the memory loss, and that now that she is sober, she no longer has memory loss, and she has a clear thought pattern and a clear speech. I got something I want to read. The shocking reason Wendy Williams was placed in the memory unit of the building she lives in has been revealed, and it has nothing to do with her alleged diagnosis of frontal temporal dementia. According to the new report, the famous talk show host was initially set to live on the third floor of the assisted living facility she's currently at, which had no restrictions on her coming and going. Early in her stay, Williams went to a restaurant on the top floor that had a bar, where she began ordering drinks and reportedly got drunk. Supervisors at the facility were said to be furious when they found out she was given alcohol and planned to move her to the fifth floor, which is the memory unit in the building. This floor does not have an elevator, which would make it impossible for Williams to access the restaurant bar going forward. It took a few days to move her through, as the memory unit was initially full, until a room opened up there. They placed employees as guards outside her room to ensure she did not return to the restaurant. They also told her it was under construction and not operating. Since moving to the memory unit, Williams has not been co-opted up for months, claiming she hasn't had to breathe fresh air only twice. Since moving to the memory unit, Williams has said that for months that she has not been able to leave, and since moving to the memory unit, Williams claims that she has not been able to visit or have fresh air at all. An employee from the facility insisted nothing was wrong with Williams' memory. Williams doesn't have good and bad days, they revealed. She's the same all the time. You can tell her something today, and 2 weeks later, she'll remember it. Her memory is fine. Wow. Williams is currently trying to get out of her conservatorship she's been placed in. On February 12th, sources stated that she signed court documents claiming she'd regained capacity to live without a guardian and does not suffer from frontal temporal dementia. On February 18th, Williams is said to be re-examined by a doctor chosen by her legal team. Her attorney is alleging also filing an emergency order to show cause, a document that requests for someone to appear in front of a judge very quickly. This will allow Williams to argue why she believes her guardianship should come to an end. Although Williams has little freedom as of late, she was allowed to travel to Florida for her father's 95th birthday. She was spotted at Macy's at the fragrance section on her scooter. She was also seen having brunch with her son. And here we go. We got Wendy Williams.
Yeah.
In Miami.
It's the family tree. Hey. Yeah. It's the family tree.
Man, this is a serious topic, man. Alcoholism, the frontal temporal dementia, conservatorship, everything, man. Family, 2025, man. If you have your father and your mother and your father in your life, hug and kiss the loved ones, man. Shout out to Double R, man. Hug and kiss the loved ones, man. My name is Perfect of the Perfect Time Podcast. Leave me a comment, man. A lot of us have been touched by these things, so it's always good to talk about it, man. I told you before, I beg you guys for comments because the comments and the critique make me better, and it also gives us an opportunity to grow and go through therapy with the conversation, especially with topics like this. So I'm begging you to leave me a comment and share with me about how you feel about, I don't care, bro, if you don't like me and you want to go in on that. I don't care what the comment is, but what I'm looking for is some heartfelt comment about, issues, how you've dealt with alcoholism in your life, how you've dealt with loved ones who suffer from alcoholism. How do you feel about this situation, going through what you've gone through in your life? I would love to hear about it and have a discussion with you in the comments. I would love and wish you well. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. My name is Perfect of the Perfect Time Podcast. I'm going to create a playlist so we can follow this story along, and you can follow it along with me. You guys have a great day. Salute.